Hello everyone, Joel here. Video games are getting expensive, inflation is kicking our asses, and half the time AAA publishers expect us to pay $70 just to act as their unpaid beta testers. Today, we are looking at the absolute crème de la crème. These are the modern perfect RPG masterpieces that are actually worth your hard-earned cash. No fluff, no filler, just pure unadulterated digital crack that will make your wallet thank you. Before we continue the video, I want to inform you that right now, there are tons of crazy deals in instant gaming, especially if you love RPG games. Remember how expensive modern gaming lately? Well, not anymore, since you can get so many amazing titles with crazy discounts in instant gaming. Can you believe that just with $10 or even less than $5, you can enjoy one of the best gaming experiences in your life? Just look at these titles. It used to cost like $30 or even more than $40. And to make things even crazier, some games even drop so far to just $1. If you're a smart guy, you know what you have to do. All you have to do is just click my link in the description below, start searching for your favorite games, and use the activation code on your chosen platform. By using my link, you're not only saving tons of money, but also helping me to support this channel. Alright then, let's get back into the list. First up, we have Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Honestly, if you want sheer bang for your buck, Ichiban Kasuga is your man. This game is so packed with content that it makes other RPGs look like a tech demo. You get a massive, vibrant Hawaii to explore, turn-based combat that feels like an anime fever dream, and an entire Animal Crossing clone built right in. Plus, seeing Kiryu back in action hits right in the feels. Oh, and if you haven't tried the Segway mechanics yet, you haven't lived. It's hilarious, it's chaotic, and it's an absolute essential buy.
Yo, 来たな。待ってたぜ。
Alright, hear me out. Trails in the Sky first chapter might look like a retro throwback, but its world building is so ridiculously detailed it's borderline insane. With the recent release of full 3D remake Trails in the Sky the first, there is literally no better time to experience where Estelle and Joshua's journey started. The NPCs in this game have more character growth than most modern protagonists. The combat is snappy, the music slaps, and the narrative payoff is massive. It's an investment in a legendary saga that pays off big time. Next up, let's talk about Lies of P. Who knew a gothic, dark fantasy Pinocchio game could go this unbelievably hard? This isn't just a Bloodborne clone, it's a masterclass in tight, punishingly fair parry mechanics and incredible weapon assembling. You can literally slap a giant saw blade onto a police baton and call it a day. With NeoWiz actively cooking up a full sequel and releasing a major DLC recently, buying this now is a no-brainer. It's brutal, beautiful, and will make you scream at your monitor in the best way possible.
And driving in circles, hoping to spot a black
Look,
road.
Square Enix has been feeding us incredibly well with the Final Fantasy VII Remake series. Between Remake and the massive scale of Rebirth, they managed to stretch a mid-90s masterpiece into a multi-part epic that actually justifies its existence. The hybrid combat system is pure perfection, fluid, strategic, and flashier than a Vegas strip club. Plus, with the third and final part currently deep in development, marathoning Cloud's existential crisis and the Tifa vs Aerith waifu wars right now is worth every single penny.
Oh man, that was hilarious! Hey, do you think there are any more of these amazing...
If you like your RPGs bleak, hilarious, and deeply chaotic, Wasteland 3 is calling your name. Think Fallout, but with an isometric grid and a severe lack of morals. You are in post-apocalyptic Colorado, dealing with psycho cults, killer robots, and choices that will genuinely make you feel like a terrible human being. The tactical combat is brutal, the dark humor is razor sharp, and the co-op mode is a total blast if you have a friend willing to argue over loot. It's an absolute steal for tactical RPG fans.
He loves him some entrails.
An interesting specimen.
You, my friend, look like you appreciate good wares.
We also have to talk about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which dropped early last year and absolutely blew expectations away. Warhorse Studios doubled down on making you feel like a complete peasant who can barely swing a sword, and it's glorious. Henry's glow-up in 15th century Bohemia is incredibly immersive. The combat is heavier, the historical accuracy is insane, and yes, you can still get blackout drunk with priests. If you want a deep, unforgiving medieval sim that respects your intelligence, this is your holy grail.
Get lost. God in heaven. Thank you.
It's a tyrant.
Nintendo finally freed it from the Wii U jail. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition landed on the Switch last year, and let me tell you, flying around Mira in a giant customizable mech called a Skell is worth admission alone. The seamless open world is staggering, the sci-fi setting is incredibly distinct, and the soundtrack will get stuck in your head for weeks. It's a massive distinct flavor of JRPGs that finally got the polished modern presentation it deserved. Don't skip on this one.
Installation complete.
Excellent. See, at the end of the day, there's really not much to it.
Square Enix learned every single lesson from the first game and delivered a flawless gem with Octopath Traveler 2. The HD 2D visuals are so gorgeous they should be in a museum, but the real seller is how beautifully the 8-character paths actually intertwine this time. The latent power mechanic adds a crazy layer to the already addictive break and boost combat. It's a cozy yet deeply strategic turn-based masterwork that proves classic JRPG design is far from dead. It's pure comfort food for your console.
いいナイフってのは。
出番か。やっ弱いね。さあ。暗いね。ゴミは片付け。
I'm not accustomed to being ordered.
Owlcat Games took the grimdark 40k universe and gave us Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. You aren't just a space grunt, you're a high-flying elite merchant lord with a massive void ship and a license to do whatever the hell you want. The narrative branches are ridiculously deep, letting you be a holy savior or fall entirely to the temptations of chaos. With a steady stream of massive patches and expansions fixing up the late-game jank, it's now a premier CRPG experience.
Intruder! This way!
Pearl Abyss finally dropped Crimson Desert a couple of months back, and wow, it completely redefined open-world action. Forget standard fantasy tropes, this game gives you visceral, physics-heavy mercenary combat where you can literally WWE suplex a bandit off a cliff. The world is gritty, the political intrigue is high stakes, and the graphical fidelity is absolutely melting graphics cards in the best way. It's an incredibly ambitious, high-budget ride that delivers a breath of fresh air to the action RPG genre.
Thanks to you, the fortress is ours again.
Where it will be destroyed. Now run.
Let's throw it back to a timeless classic that still holds the crown. Diablo 2 Resurrected took the legendary ARPG Godfather and gave it a stunning modern coat of paint. If you pick up the definitive versions, the loot loop remains completely unmatched. Farming Mephisto for the 1000th time just to get that perfect drop still delivers a dopamine hit that modern live service games can only dream of mimicking. It's dark, atmospheric, perfectly balanced, and highly addictive. It is the definition of timeless value. One of the biggest surprises of last year was Clair Obscur Expedition 33, a turn-based RPG developed by a French indie studio that looks like a high-budget prestige film. The premise is fascinating. A mysterious painter wakes up once a year to paint a number on a monolith, turning everyone of that age to dust. The real-time reaction mechanics mixed with classic turn-based combat feel incredibly fresh. It's a hauntingly beautiful, unique narrative journey that earned every bit of its critical acclaim.
You know, blasting hardcore punk on badge frequency.
Look, we all know the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 was a legendary disaster. But following the Phantom Liberty expansion and the massive 2.0 overhaul, Night City is officially a masterpiece. The game is finally what was promised, a breathtaking neon-soaked sandbox with phenomenal first-person gunplay, insane cyberware customization, and a story that will leave you emotionally wrecked. CD Projekt Red completely redeemed themselves here. If you haven't played it recently, you're missing out on one of the greatest redemption arcs in gaming history. Monkey's mythology and boss fights that will make your sweat. Black Myth Wukong is an absolute triumph. Game Science delivered an action RPG that feels incredibly distinct, blending Journey to the West lore with lightning-fast staff combat and transformation spells. It's not just a boss rush. The world design is stunning and full of hidden secrets. The animations are fluid, the spectacle is unmatched, and flattening a giant celestial deity with an oversized staff never gets old. It's worth every single dollar. Monolith Soft are literal wizards. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a massive emotional juggernaut that seamlessly ties an entire trilogy together. The scale of the world is mind-boggling, and the combat system, allowing you to fuse your party members into giant mechs called Ouroboros, is delightfully complex. Combined with the Future Redeemed DLC, it delivers an unforgettable conclusion to a generational sci-fi saga. If you want a story that will make you cry over a fictional flute melody, this is it.
ブレイド出せるもん。出したくないから出さないだけもん。
リク。
俺が引きつける。これ以上は引きつけられない。危ない戦いぶりだったよ。セナ。
What is there left to say about Baldur's Gate 3? Larian Studios didn't just make a great game, they set a terrifying new standard for the entire industry. The level of player freedom here is completely absurd. You can romance a mind flayer, talk your way out of major boss fights, or throw a goblin at another goblin. The writing is top tier, the voice acting is flawless, and it feels like a genuine D&D campaign brought to life. It's an easy 100-hour time sink.
Ooh, spooky!
Ever since entering its massive early access phase and moving toward full launch, Path of Exile 2 has become the undisputed king of complex ARPGs. Grinding gear games basically took everything people loved about the first game, smoothed out the learning curve just enough so you don't need a PhD to play it, and dialed the combat fluidity up to 11. The skill jam system is incredibly deep, the boss fights feel epic, and the endgame loop is designed to consume your entire life. Best of all, it's completely free to play when it's fully released. And finally, the final boss himself, Elden Ring. From Software took the open world formula, stripped away all the annoying map markers and hand-holding, and created a masterpiece of pure exploration. Every corner of the lands between holds a secret, a dungeon, or a terrifying monstrosity ready to humble you. And let's not forget the Shadow of the Earth Tree expansion, which basically gave us an entire extra game's worth of content and pain. It's a mandatory playthrough for anyone who claims to love video games. Alright boys, I think that's it for today. I know that there are other games that I haven't mentioned yet, so how about sharing your favorites that probably deserve the spot in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss another great list. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Peace!
Known indigents.
Next.